This is the first long hole stope that's been done. So we'll go in here and I'm gonna explain the drilling process and how they line up. And we have Mark Shampoo, who is one of the contractor drillers, and we brought them in to do this. And I'll explain in the back end how engineering lines up the holes and all that. So come in here, Mark. So these headings, I'll explain it. What happens here? We have a top cut and a bottom cut, and when these guys are drilling, he's drilling down holes. So each hole will break through into the bottom cut, and each hole is surveyed. If he's not broke through below, he will re-drill the hole. So we're lined up.
How long are the holes?
The holes are these ones are 62 to 63 feet long. So this drill here can drill up to 100-foot vertical hole comfortably, but we're going to be cutting our levels, so we're in the range of 60 feet, which is good for this ground. So when you're looking at this map, Mark is drilling right here where the red is, and this red is going to be, they call the slot or the burn. It's an opening that what he'll do is drill 62 feet down, and then they'll start blasting the rate. They blast from the bottom up. So he'll load from the top, and then he'll pull up 3 meters at a time, and then he'll bring it right to the top and break through. So now we have a void, we have an opening. And these holes here that you see the marks on the wall, engineering has designed it. These holes have it's a 2-1 dice pattern. The other side I'll show you when we're done here. We did a 3-foot spacing on the holes. The fragmentation was awesome. Like, it was almost too much. It was like turned it to not powder, but it was very small. So now we're going to a 4-foot spacing, which is going to reduce the cost again. And the pattern is there's 1 in the front and 2 behind. So the 1 in the front is the burden hole. It takes the front off, and then the 2 get fired. So these guys, when they're drilling, like I said, they have to be precise, and you'll see on the other side how they just took the vein. And the other process is when they're loading. So that's the biggest part of this, is the loading and the technique, how they load. So what we do on our side holes, we have 1 in the front and 1 on the foot wall and 1 on the hanging wall. And what they do is they trace those holes with a primer cord. And what the primer cord does, it burns faster than the explosives, so it's easing the explosion, and the concussion doesn't go into the hanging wall or foot wall as far. And you'll see on the other side when you're driving on the highway and you see those half barrels on those roads, that's what we sort of try to look for. And that's what that tracing does. It eases the blast.
So it's called controlled drilling and controlled blasting. That's what Mike's talking about.
Yeah.
And this is a long section that we're drilling. You're looking at a long section, and that red part that he's talking about is a drop raise or a free face. You need a free face for the holes to blast into. At all times, in order for muck to break, it needs a free face, and that's what that void is. He's creating that free face. So Mike said it perfectly. We got to be very accurate. We check the breakthroughs, we survey the breakthroughs, and that helps us mine narrow and reduce our dilution. Like, a lot of people will say to me all the time, Paul, you can't mine 2-foot wide or 3-foot wide long hole. That's not true. We've proven it all over the world that we can do it, and you're looking at some right now. This drill was just brought down by us, our team. We haven't had a long hole drill here in 2 decades. So what we're doing is modernizing our mine so that we can become much more efficient. So You want to bring them in the front?
No, we're gonna go,
good question.
we're gonna go,
Yeah.
I wanna
How
show
wide
you
is
in the
it?
back.
5 feet?
Probably 52 inches. How wide is the drill?
The traverse is 5 feet.
5 feet.
We need a minimum size drift of, 6 or greater, depends on the dip of the vein. If it's, sorry, go ahead.
But we can drill narrower than this.
Yeah.
So this is a top cut or a bottom cut. So the two levels, we can drill tighter than it.
You wanna walk the?
Yeah, I do. I want to show them. Whoever wants to come see the front, come and have a look here. And you'll see some of the drill holes. It's worth coming to look. There's no holes. There we go. There. Yeah, so in the past, here's what's really important to understand about this mine. For the last 20 years, all this would have been done with jackleg. Everything would have been done with a 50 to 80 ton blast, breasting it. Boom, boom, boom. We're drilling, like Mike said, 18 meter, 60 foot, come on ahead, Bill. 60 foot holes here. So these holes here make us much more efficient. We reduce our costs, we increase our productivity rates, and we improve the safety of the whole thing. You can see the drill holes everywhere. In the past, we would have been breasting this down, so drilling holes this way, and it's called breasting as you come in with a jackleg. That is a lot more labor intensive. It's 50 to 80 ton blast. This whole stope is 7,000 tons. You know, you do 3 or 4 of these stopes per month, you're at frickin' 28,000 tons. At Midas, we used to do 22 stopes a month. Every month. They were anywhere from 800 to 1,200 ton stopes. We'd have 4 drilling, 4 blasting, 4 backfilling, and we'd be blasting. They're all in different sequences, and the planning of this is so important for us. That's why us creating more free faces and more working areas is so critical for us to be successful as we continue to long haul this thing. So you'll see us pushing towards 60% long haul in the future years, rather than all jackleg like has been done for the last 2 decades. So this is a big change in this mine. Anybody who's been here for the last 10, 15 years has not seen this here at this mine.
Just to give you an idea of the timing, if we mined this conventionally, like Paul said with Jackleg and those stopers, this block probably would have taken 5 months to mine.
And how long will it take us down?
It's going to take us probably a month, less than a month. That's drill, blast, and month.
And a lot less labor hours.
Lower cost.
And
Lower
you,
cost, safer.
sorry, and we have one guy that can do this. One guy per shift can drill this, and if we mine it conventionally, we would have 3 guys per shift, 6 guys in 24 hours.
Does Mark have to call in every 2 hours? What's the rule in the U.S.?
Yeah, we check in. If the supervisor comes sees them, then they'll make the call.
Any questions on this long hole drill? This is obviously one that we just brought in, stope meat, top hammer drill. Very, very good drills all over. Well, they're used everywhere in the world, right?
So what he's drilling here right now is what I explained. Is this red? This is the burn, the cut, or the open face, and you can see 2.5 feet in between there. And this was, we had samples here at 50 ounce per ton.
Look at how narrow that is, guys. So when people say, well, I'm not sure they can mine narrow, you remember this, take a picture of that, and then come back and tell me, we can't do this narrow. Look at that. That's fucking textbook. That's surgically removing the rock.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done better with jackleg, sir. Where that black pipe is there, that's 3 feet at the most inside the stope.
Probably not even.
Yeah. So, you know, when you look at the slide and the drill's already narrow at 5 feet, but we can drill it even tighter.
At the bottom, when we get it all out, we use the remote marking. So we never send the people below this slope. Keep them safe.